Kansas Insurance, we know one size doesn't fit all. In fact, our whole mindset is based on customized policies for you and your families. We're local, and we do what we do because we care about you. Think of us as brokers for your insurance needs. Working with Kansas Insurance gets you the award-winning service and attention to detail that only an independent agency can provide. All across Kansas, we're here to help you manage and plan for all types of risk. Contact a local agent today. Kansas Insurance. Local, independent, serving you.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, preparing for a career in healthcare as part of Fort Scott Community College's nursing program. Or maybe you belong on stage as part of the Hounds band or theater department. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
Are you looking for a trusted partner in pet care? Look no further than Eudora Animal Hospital, proudly serving Eudora and the surrounding area since 1975. Eudora Animal Hospital offers a wide range of services, including wellness exams, surgeries, routine vaccinations, and emergency care.
I just want to thank everybody in the community for trusting us with the care of their animals, and go Dogs!
Schedule an appointment by calling 785-542-3265 or visit eudoravet.com.
Charlie was born at LMH. We had a great team of nurses. Not only did they check in on us regularly, they always asked if we had questions, always made sure that we understood what was going on. I cannot say enough wonderful things about the labor and delivery, family birthing, and mother baby care team at LMH Health. We had to put our entire trust into their hands, and just everyone was so friendly and so supportive.
For the best care for your pet, choose DeSoto Veterinary Clinic. Dr. Matt Fair and his team are dedicated to providing high-quality medical care with compassion and a personal touch. They treat every pet as their own, ensuring they receive the attention and respect they deserve. For routine checkups, testing, vaccinations, chiropractic and acupuncture care, or surgical services, you can trust Dr. Fair and his team at DeSoto Veterinary Clinic. Call 913-585-1115 to schedule an appointment today or visit DeSotoVetClinic.com.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here as part of Fort Scott Community College's John Deere Tech program. Maybe you belong here as part of the perennial playoff-bound Greyhound baseball team. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
At Kansas Insurance, we know one size doesn't fit all. In fact, our whole mindset is based on customized policies for you and your families. We're local, and we do what we do because we care about you. Think of us as brokers for your insurance needs. Working with Kansas Insurance gets you the award-winning service and attention to detail that only an independent agency can provide. All across Kansas, we're here to help you manage and plan for all types of risk. Contact a local agent today. Kansas Insurance. Local, independent, serving you.
This is your home for the Cardinals. Eudora Sports Live.
Van Dong in motion. The give is to Moody. Moody ducks down and dives in. He's standing over the ball. He's going to take it quickly. Looking across the field, and he's got it! It's Jude Whalen. And now Addy Hemphill puts it away for the Cards. They'll take a 2-set lead. Hendrickson in motion, give to Duncan. Duncan, and he trucks the safety. Is he in?
It's time for the Cardinals on your home for Eudora High School Athletics. Eudora Sports Live.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome in here to the Fort Scott Community College pregame show as we are about to kick off the first home game of the Eudora Ladies Soccer season. They will be taking on the Ottawa Cyclones. They come in here 2-2, and the Cyclones come in with the same record. The Cardinals coming off of a 4-2 win over Barstow. They opened the season with a 5-0 win over Paola, then a couple shutout losses against Bishop Miege and then Hayden Catholic. And they have picked one back up and now will do battle with the Cyclones, who they beat last year 6-1. Will be an interesting matchup here, and there's also an element of the elements here for this game today. It is 76 and is windy, about 20-mile-an-hour gusts we've got here, and there are reports that there are storms in the area right now. Nothing that will impede us from kicking off the match, but we might be delayed, potentially have an early ending depending on how everything turns out. But we are going to get things going here in just a few minutes, and our opening kickoff will be brought to us by Wolf Diagnostic and Automotive, where since 2005 they have been keeping Eudora moving. You can find them at 208 East Street. From tune-ups to major repairs, they service all makes and models with honesty and care. Call 785-542-5152 today, and Wolf Diagnostic will get you back on the road quickly. My name is Reed McAvoy. Hayden Harves is alongside me for this one. We are about to get going here in Eudora, Kansas. Looks like we lost our scoreboard cam. We'll try and get that one back for you. But we are about to kick off here. So with 40 minutes on the clock, we are underway here. Got the starting lineup there for your Lady Cards. Put that out of the way there so you can see that nice graphic they posted online. The names here: Lewis, Moreno, Bourne, Fager, Dines, Pratt, Muting, Kane, Barnhart, Kerr, and Chappelle. There are a couple changes from that lineup that beat Barstow, bringing in Lewis and Fager. Steele and Ordos Medino start this match on the bench today. There is a star turned for this Cyclones team. Her name is Alexa Turner, only a sophomore. She has scored 6 goals this season, or 7 rather, this season. And in fact, she scored 4 in the first half of their 7-1 win over Paola, a common opponent there for the Cards. They beat them 5-0. The Cyclones beat them 7-1. Cyclones have not kept a clean sheet this year. The Cards did shut out Paola, but then have also been shut out a couple times. An early shot attempt here, and that one's going to go in.
Our natural world needs us now. Step by step, side by side, together, we can find a way to ensure that all life on Earth can thrive. To learn more about how you can help protect and conserve nature, visit nature.org.
Your home for live, local sports. Varsity Sports Live delivers professional level coverage with high-quality video and broadcasters that know your schools and community.
Touchdown, Tonganoxie!
With the support of local businesses, you never pay to watch varsity sports. Live, local, free high school sports coverage. That's Varsity Sports Live.
Grass gets it away. Moore's down the middle. And he makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans!
Keep up with the action at varsitysportslive.com. Live, local, free high school sports.
Charlie was born at LMH. We had a great team of nurses. Not only did they check in on us regularly, they always asked if we had questions, always made sure that we understood what was going on. I cannot say enough wonderful things about the labor and delivery, family birthing, and mother baby care team at LMH Health. We had to put our entire trust into their hands, and just everyone was so friendly and so supportive. Charlie was born at LMH. We had a great team of nurses. Not only did they check in on us regularly, they always asked if we had questions, always made sure that we understood what was going on. I cannot say enough wonderful things about the labor.
Offers a wide range of services, including wellness exams, surgeries, routine vaccinations, and emergency care.
I just want to thank everybody in the community for trusting us with the care of their animals, and go Dogs!
Schedule an appointment by calling 785-542-3265 or visit eudoravet.com.
All right, welcome in here to our halftime show. Apologies, we just found out that the broadcast wasn't up after we got back from the weather delay, but the game did return from its weather delay, and the Cardinals only continued to pour it on. It is a 4-0 halftime score. Kylie Bourne has a first-half hat trick, and Peyton Lewis chipped in one as well and then assisted the third goal for Bourne, the fourth goal for the Cards. It has been a really solid performance. There was a bit of play there where the Cyclones had the ball more. They weren't doing too much with it, but they were in the attacking half of the field with the ball at their feet more often than the Cards. But once they subbed back in their starting front three, they had switched the wings of Lewis and Bourne. That created a goal for Lewis on the right side, which is where Bourne scored her first two, and then she got her third. But I suppose we should walk you through everything, save from those first 9 minutes. Bourne scored 1 minute into the game, and then after they did we had a 40-minute weather delay, 5-minute warm-up. 7 minutes after play resumed, Bourne was able to score once again. And then as we got closer to halftime, the Cardinals took the run of play right back, and immediately Lewis scored on the counter. And then what looked to be maybe a shot turned into a cross all the way across the mouth of goal that found the left foot of Kylie Bourne, who tucked it in for a first-half hat trick. She now has 5 goals on the season. Peyton Lewis has 2. And the Cardinals have 4 in this game. They are sitting pretty over the Cyclones. Sorry that we were not with you for that first half, but we will be with you for the second half of this one, as the Cards will pick back up against the Cyclones. What did you make of that first half, Hayden, and try to describe anything that maybe they missed on the technical difficulties?
Yeah, I mean, really what it felt like to me, the first 20 to 25 minutes was very heavily Cardinals offensive control, and really across the board control. We were sitting in their attacking side of the field for almost the entire first half of this half, and the Cards always felt like they had a foot forward, and it almost never felt like they were in any kind of trouble or duress. And then that was where they got 2 of their goals, and that already feels fairly comfortable. For the next, I'd say 10 minutes, really, it felt like we were almost locked, where the Cyclones were a bit more productive. We spent more time on their side of the field, but they weren't necessarily creating a whole lot of threatening opportunities to get goals. Cards were in a similar vein. They were no longer moving the ball downfield quite as easily, so it kind of felt like we were at a stalemate and the Cyclones could get themselves rolling again. And then the last 5 minutes, I believe it was 4 or 5 to go, that we made those substitutions again, the Cardinals did, to put in Bourne and Lewis in particular. And they just lit on fire those last couple of minutes. What already had to have felt like kind of a daunting task for the Cyclones, now you look up and it's got to feel like a mountain, which has got to be, as you mentioned earlier, it's got to sting a little bit considering how well you had started to play in the back half of this first half and how much you feel like you likely should have to show for it. Instead, they've got no goals and they're down 2 more. So it's been a little bit of a rough half for the Cyclones. Still plenty of time for them to claw their way back out of it. but it's going to have to be an urgent second half for sure, because the Cards have been landed on thick, especially in the back handful of minutes of that first half.
Yeah, I think the Cards have just really shown that today at least they are the superior team.
For sure.
We might have some replays saved here from the goals. Let's see what I've got last year. This is going to be Bourne's fourth goal. So this is Lewis coming through, and I believe that was a shot that rolls all the way across to Bourne, who tucks that one in for her third of the game. And then we've got more. I'm not sure how to play further replays. See what I can try. Up for the second half, so we'll go ahead and take a quick break.
Are you looking for a trusted partner in pet care? Look no further than Eudora Animal Hospital, proudly serving Eudora and the surrounding area since 1975. Eudora Animal Hospital offers a wide range of services, including wellness exams, surgeries, routine vaccinations, and emergency care.
I just want to thank everybody in the community for trusting us with the care of their animals, and go Dogs!
Schedule an appointment by calling 785-542-3265 or visit eudoravet.com.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, preparing for a career in healthcare as part of Fort Scott Community College's nursing program. Or maybe you belong on stage as part of the Hounds band or theater.
Is that right wing for maybe these full last 5 minutes? Moreno in the middle. This is going to fall to Lewis. She takes... Is that right wing for maybe these full last 5 minutes? Moreno.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here as part of Fort Scott Community.
All right. Welcome in here for the start of the second half. Cardinals up 4-0. We do have that replay of the Peyton Lewis goal. Try and get that too, but Cardinals have already earned a quick corner kick. Cambria Kerr will take that one. She had a very solid first half, played most of it in midfield, then also moved to the wing. She was instrumental in a lot of the attacking play and then even the defensive efforts for the Cards. Such a great, well-rounded player, and a good delivery in. That one will roll all the way through, untouched for a goal kick. That'll give us a chance to look back at the other goal that we have on replay here. This is Peyton Lewis's. Is that right wing for maybe these full last 5 minutes? Moreno in the middle. This is going to fall to Lewis. She takes a moment, then shoots with the left and scores. And the flag stays down. A third goal for the Cardinals. Would score that it was assisted by Lewis to make it 4. So that is a couple of the goals for the Cards.
And those two in particular felt like they put Irwin in a lot of distress over by the goal, which how could it not? But just how quickly the Cards were moving the ball around and how quickly they were setting themselves up in position made it so tricky on those setups for Irwin and the entire Cyclones defense to adjust to. And it was truly a rapid-fire last couple of minutes for the Cards, doubling their lead. And as you said, just about 4 minutes of play.
That one was given away to Nichols in a bad area, but she didn't really know what to do with it. And unfortunately for her, that's seeming to be the story of the day for her. She's had the ball in decent areas, just not really been able to execute anything with much intent behind it. Or if she has had a good idea, the execution has let her down in some decent spots. The senior right winger, I think she'll have better days this season. I think she already has. This one not going too well for her. Cyclones players racing to clear that one away as the Cards apply pressure early in the second half. They only, at this point in the first half, they already had a goal and we were nearing a weather delay.
I wouldn't expect any weather delays at this point.
Yeah, it seems like it's actually cleared up pretty nicely.
It has. It's really pretty now.
Offside flag is up. The center official not making any indication and now blows the whistle. For the Cards, they might just try and look to sort of get out with the game in a similar spot to what they have right now. Defend well, and if the opportunity presents itself, certainly they will not turn it down to try and add on to their good lead here. But I think they just based off these first 3.5 minutes, they may come in with a bit of a different mindset. As that one gets caught by the wind, it went straight up and
backwards.
then almost nowhere. So after a first half where the Cardinals were going against the wind, it's now going to be in their favor. And you might see more shots like that as the half goes on. That was Lewis with the right foot, a beautiful curler to the top right.
Well, you mentioned that with about 6 minutes to go in the first half of, the Cyclones didn't take advantage of this a whole lot when they had the wind in their favor. And we mentioned that with the aggressiveness of the Cards throughout the first half without any wind to help, you could very well see a couple of really aggressive shots now that they had it on their side and in their favor.
I think that would actually be the perfect way to play the second half out, because a big deterrent on taking long shots is you give away possession cheaply, and it's pretty unlikely that you'll score. But when you're sitting with a good spot like this, and you've got the wind at your back, I think they could create some real chaos for the goalkeeper and maybe score some beautiful goals in the process.
Well, and even if you're not able to score on them, taking some of those shots as we see the corner kick coming in.
Kerr's delivery goes really high, and that one taken out of play, both by its trajectory already and the wind.
Yeah, and with the wind on that in favor for the Cards really now on those longer kick attempts, if you were to try to make those longer shots and you try, say, 2 or 3 of them and they don't go, even on the beneficial side, you're still keeping a lot of stress on the mindset of the goalkeeper. They're still thinking about it a lot. You're still going to cause a lot of movement defensively and maybe set it up a few times, give yourself some scoring opportunities a little later on in a more conventional way.
Gets taken down. The foul call won't come.
Still a couple of Card foots there.
This will come back to Lewis in a lot of space. Flag stays down, sends it in low on the ground. Nearly found a teammate. Looked like it should have been taken by Moreno, but it was cleared away.
The Cards seemingly trying to get familiar with the wind working in the opposite direction for them, as they've been working against it, fighting the wind for 40 minutes, and now it's pulling in their favor.
This is Tate on the far side, can't keep it in play. Very little in terms of Cyclones possession thus far to start the second half. And yeah, with the wind now an extra adversary, it's not looking great for their comeback efforts thus far, at least. Something to keep an eye on, if nothing more for them, will be if Turner can keep up her streak. She's scored in 4 of 4. Can she break this clean sheet the Cards have kept thus far, as this one might fall for Bourne, but it rolls out untouched. But maybe Turner, the sophomore, could get what would be her 8th goal on the year and have a goal in all 5 matches thus far.
I'm not going to say I'm rooting for the Cards to lose the clean sheet, but that would be a very cool stat to have to hold.
She's positioned herself very nicely. All that would need to happen is one great delivery for her, and then she can.
For sure.
She's proven that she can capitalize on it, because she has got the instincts of a really good forward, positioning herself, timing her runs well. This could be an opportunity, as Nichols does play a decent ball towards her, but a little bit too much, just out of reach. And it looks like the Cards have put in Ordaz Medino in goal. So Fager got the full first half, and now it's the junior Lara Ordaz Medino. She started in the one clean sheet thus far that the Cardinals have kept. They don't have records on it. I would presume that she went the first half and Fager probably went the second half of that clean sheet. But either way, what is on record is that she was the starter for that shutout against Paola. That was the first game of the year for the Cards.
Well, and in any sense, whether she played the entire game or just the first half, having a clean sheet second half attempt with the player who's already gotten you at least one perfect half this year, certainly cause for optimism on the Cards side of things.
Long throw in here with the wind supporting it as it goes all the way in and nearly bobbled there. Was bobbled for a moment by the goalkeeper.
That wind has sure not made it easy for whichever goalkeeper's been on the left side tonight.
Yeah,
those kicks are going 10 or 15 yards and then essentially stopping.
Makes me think of any time that there are foreign punters in the NFL, if they played rugby or like Aussie rules football, where they throw it out to their side, like about hip level, and kick it sideways.
Right.
And the reason you might try that is to try and keep it out of the wind to whatever extent you can. But that is a difficult technique. If it's not one that you're comfortable with, you don't necessarily want to be pulling it out in the middle of a game.
There's a whole lot of 40-yard line starts there if you're not familiar with how to do it properly.
Here's Turner trying to tear up the Cardinals' D, but a little too much on that one. Kane does well defensively.
And that one pushed out. Goal kick coming once again from the Cyclones.
And there will be another quintuple substitution for the Cards. They take 5 off, send 5 on. Coco Shutt among the players going in. Bourne and Lewis coming off. Sarber, Muning, Stottleman also out onto the pitch. 10 minutes into this second half. Cards have done well to sit on this 4-goal lead. Created one opportunity, really. Lewis had that long shot and just shut down the Cyclones. Tate puts a big foot behind this one. Coming out for it, Ordaz Medino, she just boots that one away. Didn't feel comfortable using the gloves.
There were a couple of cleats there. I don't blame her a bit for it.
Been a decent defensive effort today from Lindsay Raygoza, the junior. Oh, and this one around the goalkeeper is Nichols, and she still not able to get that one in, and down is Ordaz Medino. She did well to get past the keeper, but some great cover there behind by the Cardinals defense. Didn't see who made that last play, but they are being applauded for their effort to track back and clear it off the line, and now some concern for Ordaz Medino, but she looks ready to power on. Nichols just needed to put more behind that. She did the hard part, got past the goalkeeper, and then didn't put her foot through that shot on the open net.
When you talk about how much she'd been looking for that open opportunity all night long, and you wonder if that's going to be looked at tonight as the one that got away, maybe, as she did have, as you said, a very nice opportunity. Did a lot of the hard work already.
Might get a chance to take a look back. Hayden, you might walk us through. Actually, we'll let this Cardinals possession continue here. There might be a potential shooting opportunity. And there will be a shot taken from the edge, and it hit off the top of the crossbar and then goes out of play. So now Hayden, go ahead and run us through real quick on that play from Nichols getting around the keeper.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, she'd done a lot of the work, got herself set up. The keeper was completely out of the picture. 2 Cards defenders there did a nice job to cross her up and move that ball out of harm's way, but it was done narrowly.
Looks to me like that was Ava Kane, the sophomore. She's been very solid defensively, and I think she was the one that denied that goal of Dylan Nichols, who's on the ball here.
Dylan Nichols, such a special player tonight. You don't doubt that she may get another opportunity at it, but that is no doubt a big one to miss out on.
All day long, her main job for Nichols has been to try and feed it to Turner.
Yep.
And it just overcooked a couple different passes to her. That time she was in the role of potential goal scorer and just did not put enough behind it. Cardinals supporting their goalkeeper and supporting their efforts of keeping this clean sheet. This is Coco Shutt. She's got a goal and an assist this season.
Cards some crafty ball movement there, but little error allows the Cyclones to take back possession. They're going to be trying, I think, really hard to establish, even if not scoring goals, just a significant run of play, because they haven't had a long run for a little while. Cards do a good job, as they have all night long, to disrupt it a bit.
Oh, a good ball there. Is that one going to be in play? That is a
is.
fantastic pass. I believe that was Chappelle that pulled that one off. And it will create an attacking opportunity for the Cards. Coming down the right side, and then an offside flag comes up. Quickly gives us an opportunity to tell you that everything we do here on Eudora Sports Live is presented by Kansas Insurance. Kansas Insurance believes in taking time to issue personal care and attention to each individual client. To see how Kansas Insurance can help you protect what matters most, call 913-369-6600. Proudly bringing Eudora Sports Live to Cardinals fans everywhere. It's going to be a free kick here in a decent area. The Cards are going to basically treat it like a corner. Kerr sends it in with the left foot, low driven. Still bouncing around in the area. Still in there. And that one is in. Wow. Is this goal going to stand? It will. It's a 5th goal for the Cards. I'm not sure who got it.
We'll have to take a look at it, but that was a lot of pure chaos over in the net.
The PA has credited it to Coco Shutt. That would be number 5, making it 5 for the Cards. So there was a lot of chaos there in the box, and it's a first goal of the second half for Eudora. No matter who it was that actually got the last touch on it.
Yep.
Before they kick off here, Hayden, let's go ahead and take a look back at it, see if we can make it out. It's going to be tough here.
And it was actually kicked pretty much even to the net once, and then another Cards player came in and put a knee to it to finish the job and put it all the way in for the official goal.
But yeah, it is 5-0 for the Cards.
And I suppose we'll credit that one to Coco Shutt, as the PA did.
Yep. Just putting it in a good area from that free kick. Kerr with a solid, actually it was a solid delivery. I don't think she wanted it to go in low driven like that, but
no, I don't think so.
It worked to just sort of put it in the blender.
Well, even if you're just muddying the waters for some of your attackers to be able to get a foot to it. In a game like this where the Cards have been so prolific offensively, that can work.
So Shutt is playing left wing right now. That would mean all 5 goals have come from the players that have been occupying the wing positions, which is not entirely unheard of, but when you've got a striker out there, nothing against Moreno at all. She's had a very solid day, but that's normally where you expect those goals to come from, but it's been the wide forwards getting the ball in the net here today 5 times for the Cards.
And you wonder from a more philosophical standpoint how the Cards are going to want to approach the rest of this game, if it's going to be as that one fielded out. You wonder how much focus is going to go on continuing to be aggressive and rack up goals, as we know they're capable of doing. We're seeing them do it here deep into the second half. And how much emphasis there's going to be on just continuing to preserve the lead you got and kind of make it these last 20 plus a few minutes.
This one poked out wide for Eudora. Wind at their back, applying the pressure. Raygoza takes this one away. She's going to dribble into some space. Kerr shuts her down. And she did well to find a teammate. And now here's Tate trying to turn this into a decent counterattack. 3 to 4 good passes there for Ottawa. But in the end, Kerr will steal possession back. She made a nice move, but lost track of the ball.
Wind plays a part. That one didn't go maybe as far as the Cyclones anticipated it to. It ultimately roll off a Cyclone.
Yeah, Nichols decided to intervene there, but I think it would have been a Cyclones throw had she not. But she will get it back one way or another, and it will turn into an Ottawa throw. Hayden, do you think that we see a Cyclones goal in the next 23 minutes?
Based off what we've seen here, I wouldn't predict it, probably wouldn't put money on it. However, you also can't deny that if somebody like Dylan Nichols were able to get a good opportunity at it, it's certainly possible for him, but I don't know if the line is going to be favorable for him at this point. As you said, running thin on time, and it's not like we've seen a whole lot of control offensively from him to make us feel super good about it.
I do. You got to look at Turner, who got a foot to the ball there for just a moment.
Very true.
She's definitely their star threat. But if they can't set her up, as a decent sliding tackle there by Raygoza, if they cannot set her up, which the Cardinals have neutralized her the entire game, then I would not expect that we see the clean sheet go away for the Cards. But I do want to credit the Cyclones' efforts. A lot of other teams at a score like this might completely drop their energy level, their effort.
Absolutely.
But the Cyclones really are still pushing. They're trying to fight back and get something to be, a consolation for the ride back to Ottawa, so they can look back on the look forward to the rest of the season with something to take away from this game.
For sure.
This is shut, and it's going to fall favorably for her. Tried to lay that one in. Here's Kerr. She might look to shoot on the left foot. Does go for it and scores!
Wow!
Cambria Kerr with the beautiful goal.
Unbelievable stuff, Reed.
30 yards out on her left foot, in off the post, her second of the year, and that was fantastic.
Wow. I mean, at some point, what else do you do if you're a defense? Just the setup and the shot and partially the anticipation and partially the bravery it takes to see that gap and say, I can make that work. That had to be within a foot of that right side post on the net.
That is exactly what I was thinking we might needed to have seen from the Cyclones while they had the wind at their
Some
back.
of that wind aggression, yeah.
And I think that Kerr could have scored that one without the wind support, but certainly you add that in, and that was a beautifully placed shot in off the post, absolutely unsavable. I don't think that the best goalie in the world would keep that one out.
No.
And it is 6-0 for the Cards.
Remind me again what the score was in the last match. Was it 6-1?
It was 6-1 last year.
So that means if somebody on the Cyclones side,
Oh, Shutt has some decent space here. I was about to say, I think if there's another goal in this game, it's just going to keep being Eudora's. And the shot comes in here and bobbled.
Did that go? It did not.
They say that she was able to keep it out, so it'll be a corner kick.
The Cards bench was ready to explode at that moment.
So now Kerr, after scoring that special goal, will send this one in. It was her free kick delivery that created the Cardinals' 5th goal. Her left foot sends it in with a lot of power, and it's in! That's an Olympico for Cambria Kerr.
Oh my gosh.
And in a flash, she's got 2, both off of that strong left foot.
What a night for the Cards here, Reed. What a night for... Wow. I mean, we'd run out of names. Unbelievable second half action here. We didn't think it could top the first half. We might be close.
Might have gotten that replay just a little too late, unfortunately, on that one, but Kerr with a fantastic goal. They call that one an Olympico, Hayden. When you score straight in from the corner, it is not a common thing at all.
No.
The wind, again, helping, but I'm sure that Kerr could do that one even without. But the Cardinals have certainly found out how to get the wind under their wings, and they have flown out to a 7-goal lead here.
And at the same time, not a lot of wind in the Cyclone here. The eye of the storm is quiet, and the eye of the storm is here in Eudora. 6 was 6. Now it's 7-0. They've beat the score from the very effective victory from last year over the Cyclones. Turning decisive really into domination here tonight.
And there might still be more again on the attack. Numbers in the area. Sent in low. Shot, and that one will go over.
Over by just a little.
And now a couple players will enter. Adeline Ramirez and Shay Hammerschmidt.
Wow, Reed. Wow, wow, wow. And still props to the Cyclones, really. I mean, the effort is still there. The energy is still there.
Well, we'll have to see how they respond now. I mean,
right.
Those 2 goals came so quickly. Certainly could be something that could be deflating. But the Cyclones might try and push back here, but the Cardinals really won't care. They have been in the driver's seat here. And here's another long shot, and that one was deflected by a defender. If not, it might have gone in, and then another shot. This one goes over. The intervention came from Katie Evans. But it does seem like the Cardinals got the memo that they can shoot with the wind at their back, and they can really cause trouble for the defense.
Well, and it helps when you're placing essentially perfect shots off your left foot too. I mean, when you're able to have the accuracy down so well, the wind is only making that shot more dangerous. And you get it to the point where, as you said, some of those shots the best goalie in the world may not have been able to defend.
Kane and Kerr both off the field now. Cards just sent out Lucy Pratt. And with every goal, you imagine, you know, the motivation, the desire for the Cyclones just drops even more, which means the Cardinals might be able to continue to feast here.
Well, and at the same time, as the Cyclones are feeling maybe a little more defeated with each goal, the Cards are only getting more and more amped up and excited. Right. Let's go get another, let's go get another. And it's the way that pendulum can very quickly tip and turn to where you look up and 4-0 turns into 7-0 in a matter of minutes, as we've seen here. That one deflects and will roll out.
The Cards are not unfamiliar to the way that the Cyclones are feeling. They lost their second game of the year. The Cardinals did 6-0 to Bishop Miege, and then also a 3-0 loss a week later. That was only 3 days ago against Hayden Catholic. But they have really put it on here. The same way that the Cyclones did against Paolo. They won that game 7-1. The Cardinals looking to be even a bit more comprehensive than that.
Yeah, this
pitching
is
a shutout and adding on a touchdown thus far. To
right.
go to completely the wrong sport twice.
About as decisive as it gets. The wrong sport twice.
Instead of pitching a shutout and then they've scored a touchdown.
I was trying to find a way to use hat trick as a third random sport, but yeah, it ties in.
Well, yeah, Bourne does have her hat trick today. Kerr has a couple as well. She's on the sideline. The Cards certainly don't need to risk her since she has dealt with injury struggles in the past, but if she got out there, I bet she'd be hungry to try and find a third.
When you look down at the clock and you see about 16 minutes and change, that is enough that you could certainly make something happen. If the Cards so saw the opportunity, we've seen plenty of aggression in much shorter spurts of time than that.
And no matter what, this is a great way to start the home season. A good home crowd here supporting despite the weather delay, and they have been rewarded for it. They had already gotten a goal 1 minute in, then waited 40 minutes, and they've already gotten 6 more. And it feels like it honestly might not be done.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't feel like we're completely done with it yet. Feels like you're just waiting on that one break that goes their favor. Cards trying to set that up now, maybe.
Shutt plays this one through. I believe this is Moreno. She's going to try and race to it. And that one will run out of play for a goal kick, which will allow a triple sub for Eudora. Kane will return to the field, joined by Brianna Schmidt and Leah Barnhart.
Ovations and cheers coming from the Cards faithful here.
Shutt, one of the players coming off. Chappelle also getting a breather, and I believe Moreno, the striker, being replaced.
Cyclones trying to clear this one out of harm's way. Cards say no thank you. We'd like to keep it over here. All kinds of footwork battle over there, yeah.
And this has now come to Cheyenne Hall. Played out wide to Schmidt. Taken off of Schmidt, but it comes back for her. Just out onto the field, that's Brianna Schmidt. Cards play it back to hold on to possession. Pressure applied by Turner. A good ball. Cyclones take it back, but only for a moment. Cards have grabbed possession here. Left side of the box. And who's that one last out off of? Off of a Cyclones player, so a Cardinals throw.
So the pressure stays. There will be momentary relief for the Cyclones, but only that.
Good fight on the edge of the box. And I believe last came off a Cardinals player. No, call is corner kick for Eudora.
It's going to come from the other side, but you never know.
Leah Barnhart will send this one in. She's got 2 assists coming into today. And it looks like there might actually be a foul call or perhaps an offside call. So instead of the corner kick, it's a free kick coming out from the Cyclones. But those with the wind fighting against them have not gone very well and does result in just another Cardinals possession. This one will be taken away, but only for a moment. Tate grabs it back. Can't clear. Here's Hall. This one goes to Stottleman. Up for Schmidt. Back to Hall. And this one going towards the area and out for a goal kick. Strong goal kick taken by Raygoza. Try and battle the wind and get it past this Cardinals onslaught of pressure and possession, but will not be able to accomplish that part of the mission, though it is a further part down the field, so more work for the Cardinals to do to try and break down the Cyclones deep, but they've done most of it. Could be a crossing opportunity here. Played back short.
Cyclones a good job there to neutralize at least that opportunity from the Cardinals.
Looks like that might have come off a hand, but no call will come. So we've got 11.5 to go. It was 4-0 at halftime. It's 7-0 now. Cardinals continuing to push. They are ruthless here at home. Not putting on the brakes at all. Continuing to press against these Cyclones and see if they can break them down one more time.
It's a pretty solid home opener, I'd say, all things considered. And with about 16 minutes left, it felt almost inevitable that the Cards would get another goal to their name at this point. They've slowed down the onslaught a little bit. Still absolutely capable of it. But you've definitely seen the pace get turned down just a tad. As at this point you look at the scoreboard and you feel pretty confident about the outcome. It's just a matter of how you want to play out the last 10 minutes plus some change.
There was a decent counter chance there, but a good clear. As the Cyclones just maybe trying to find something in this next 10.5, try to not walk through it lifelessly. Here's a decent ball out to Stottleman.
Trying to cut away the clean sheet is a nice goal.
Schmidt there might have had a chance. The touch just a little too big, but will win a throw-in with 10 minutes on the clock. Throw-in comes for Hall.
Does find a couple of friendly feet in that corner.
Oh, and a Meg there by Nichols. Trying to find Turner, and she might do just that. It does get to the foot of Turner. She might have a 1v1 with the keeper. Here is Turner, the dangerous goal scorer, and she puts it wide. It was just her and the goalie, and Ordaz Medino did enough to keep her uncomfortable, and the sophomore, who has 7 goals to her name, seemed certain that she would break the clean sheet there, continue her streak of scoring in each game this year for the Cyclones, and rolled it just a couple inches wide of the post.
I would love to say it wasn't that close, but it was absolutely just a couple inches away. I mean, man.
When there's a break, we might take a look back at that one.
Absolutely.
Cyclones creating probably their biggest chance of the day. Not probably, definitely.
That was absolutely their biggest chance of the day, yeah.
And there is a decent run coming from Sprinkle, the senior, and then Nichols, another senior. Hall goes the other way, gets it to Stottleman. Now the Cyclones having the run of play go their way. Go ahead, take a quick look back at this one, Hayden.
Yeah, I mean, it was a true 1v1. You're looking at just the goalkeeper, one defender to beat, and running all the way down. Picks a pretty good angle, and I don't know if there was a finger put to the ball or if that shot was just off a little bit from the beginning, but that looked like such a golden opportunity, and ultimately I do believe the shot just caught a hand.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's got to feel like heartbreak there.
Well, yeah, and for Dylan Nichols, who we've said is Ordas Medino goes down and gets that one, there's a bit of a collision, and Ordas Medino stayed down for a minute, but now is back on her feet. Nichols been trying all day to try and feed it to Turner. She megged the defender and sent that one down, and it found the feet of Turner in a really good spot, and she was just not able to get that one. That one's, I'm going to chalk that one up to inexperience in that type of situation, as she's only a sophomore. Those one-on-ones, I'll tell you, as a player, are terrifying because everybody's expecting you to score.
Right.
And so you're like, how do I got to try and get it past the keeper. And so what she decided, which is not a bad decision, she wanted to shoot early. The two options are shoot early, try and get it before they close in, or try and dribble around. She decided for shoot early and ended up just kind of rolling it a little bit too far to the left there, and was not able to capitalize when it seemed certain that she would. But it's a credit to her and her teammates, but especially to her for the runs that she's made today, and for her teammates and everybody continuing to push despite the scoreline.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and even though these players and athletes are all so talented at the game, let's not act like any of these shots are easy. I mean, even the considered easy shots still have a very high level of difficulty to them, and especially in that moment, like you said, where it's viewed as a surefire shot, you're expected to score. It's so easy to almost overthink the simplicity of the shot, and I think you're absolutely right. Just a little bit of inexperience played into that one, and it's the kind of thing you learn from in your sophomore year.
Exactly right. Yeah, you're normally not your team's primary
right
center for goals.
As a second-year high school player.
Yeah, but I don't think that she'll say no to that by any means, but definitely still a lot to learn for her, and she is having a fantastic season. That might be one moment, though, that she will forget quickly or want to forget quickly. Maybe she won't be able to forget it quickly. Oh,
right.
A great shot there and a really good save.
Wow, beautifully defended.
That is a great save there to put that one just over the crossbar on what was a powerful shot there. Corner kick for the Cards.
I'm pretty amazed that that would have saved. That was really, really nicely done. That was fingertips to the ball to keep that one off what looked like a very nicely targeted shot beneath the crossbar.
Barnhart sends this one in, and it goes in! Is that another Olympico here? Either way, it's an 8th for the Cards.
That's 2 in a night, very likely. And that'll pull in a full-on standing ovation from the bench line.
They say Sarber was the one that put that one in, and it looks like that might be the end of the game here. The teams head back to their benches. So with 5.5 to go, a mercy rule, the Cards hit 8 for their home opener. A fantastic game all around, and the Cardinals able to walk away victorious, flying high, the wind at their back. 4 in the first half, 4 in the second half. A special, special day for the Cards in their home opener. We'll go ahead and just move right into our pregame, and actually, we should take a look back at that goal. They said Emma Sarber was the one that got a piece of it. Barnhart had that delivery in. Sarber was crowded right next to the keeper and just able to stick a foot on it and put it in from maybe a couple feet out. So a really, really special night for the Cardinals.
Wow.
So many goals, so many different goal scorers.
So
the
many
first
moments.
half hat trick for Bourne, the 2 long-range goals for Kerr. So many special things to talk about, as we will do just that on our on our post-game show, brought to us by Eudora Animal Hospital. For 40 years, they have been caring for pets and livestock with fair pricing, trusted service, and compassionate care. Pet owners from across the region trust their four-legged friends to Eudora Animal Hospital. To learn more, visit eudoravet.com. A huge 8-0 win for the Cards. Go ahead, give your quick thoughts on it, then we'll go to a break so we can come back with more specific stats. But what did you make of this game, Hayden?
The Cards looked the superior team, and they played like it all night. We figured through the first half, you've given yourself a massive cushion. You'd be able to play a pretty mellow second half, and nobody in the world would fault you for it. Likely come away with a very convincing and very nice win. Instead, they said, you know what, we'll go into the second half, and we'll score just as many goals, and we're going to mercy rule. I mean, what a night, and the fact that you had different scores mixed in from both sides. I mean, the Cards were just on it tonight. They were firing on all cylinders. They were able to score with the wind, without it. You just can't ask for a whole lot more, especially not on your home opener night, to get above 500 and really set the tone for the kind of season you want to have.
Yeah, a special night. And I've got all of our scores sorted out here, so we could just walk through it. It was
perfect.
Bourne with that first half hat trick. Of course, she scored the one. Then there was the long rain delay. Came back, scored again. Then Lewis got one, and Bourne got the last, assisted by Lewis right in the last minute of the first half to complete that first half hat trick. And then in the second half, Kerr had that fantastic long-range effort, 30 yards out in off the post, which she immediately followed up with an Olympico. And then Coco Schutt later scored, and Sarber with the last one, poking in a Barnhart corner kick. That is how the Cardinals got all 8 of their goals, and they get their second clean sheet on the year. A shutout here in front of the home faithful. Despite the elements and despite the wind, the Cardinals played against the wind, they played with the wind, and they knew how to do both. They played it on the ground against the wind, and they played it in the air with the wind. They really strategized for it. They put it in their game plan, used it to their advantage, and that is a really special thing to be able to do.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think about that as much, but yes, we knew they utilized both sides of the field, both elements well. You would see it when they would take especially the corner kicks. They were keeping the ball intentionally, we know, very low to the ground. You would see a couple of times when, Fager would try to clear out one of her shots from the goal. That thing would go 10 or 15 yards, and it would get enough height and truly stop on a dime. Card said, we're not even going to try to put this thing high in the air, kept it super low for the first 40, and it worked very well. They were able to get 2 really nice shots from a little bit of distance, and then, of course, the 2 more from closer up. And then you're able to go grab, as soon as the wind flips, you and I were speaking in the last 5 to 10 minutes of the first half, we really wanted to see Ottawa take some of those opportunities with the wind in their favor, because we knew the Cards were dangerous offensively. They're about to get the wind on their side. Try to take some of those shots and just see what you can do with them. Well, they didn't end up trying a whole lot. I believe they may have tried 1 or 2, but no massive opportunities presented themselves for them. Cards, on the other hand, as soon as they got some of those setups, took advantage, and that's only made it more difficult for the Cyclones defensively when you're coupling the wind in your favor with extremely accurate shots. And for a defense, you can't do a whole lot about that. I think this really all night long was just an example of the Cards, as the game went on, getting more comfortable, getting more confident, and they were executing really well on pretty much every level of the game.
Yeah, great game for the Cards. We'll go ahead and take one break on this post-game show. We've probably given you more than enough ads today through the weather delay, but we will do one break, and then when we're back, we'll tell you what's next both for the team and on Eudora Sports Live.
Charlie was born at LMH. We had a great team of nurses. Not only did they check in on us regularly, they always asked if we had questions, always made sure that we understood what was going on. I cannot say enough wonderful things about the labor and delivery, family birthing, and mother baby care team at LMH Health. We had to put our entire trust into their hands, and just everyone was so friendly and so supportive.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
I used to drive an ambulance as an EMT, and I've always tried to be a safe driver. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. In my car, if I see a truck or bus taking a turn, I know to take my time. When big vehicles turn right, they may swing wide to make the turn. If you try to sneak in, well, it's a lesson you'd rather not learn the hard way. When trucks and buses turn, let's you and I wait. It's our roads, it's our safety.
At Kansas Insurance, we know one size doesn't fit all. In fact, our whole mindset is based on customized policies for you and your families. We're local, and we do what we do because we care about you. Think of us as brokers for your insurance needs. Working with Kansas Insurance gets you the award-winning service and attention to detail that only an independent agency can provide. All across Kansas, we're here to help you manage and plan for all types of risk. Contact a local agent today. Kansas Insurance. Local, independent, serving you.
All right, welcome in one final time here. So what is next for these teams? For our opponents, the Cyclones, they will be in action April 13th. That will be in Ottawa as they will take on Schlegel. For the Lady Cards soccer team, same day, April 13th, they will be here once again against Lansing. And then for our next soccer broadcast, we will be there May the 7th, which they will be back here at home as they take on Tonganoxie, another battle of 212. And our most upcoming broadcast for us is going to be April 14th. We will be here as the Cardinals take on Spring Hill on the Diamond for a baseball game, a single game, a 6:15 first pitch for that one. So that is everything that's next for these teams and for us here as we get to dance across the different spring sports and bring little tastes of what's going on around the Eudora area and how these teams are doing. The Lady Cards did fantastic tonight, their second shutout of the season, and 8 goals to go along with it. A hat trick and then a brace for Kerr, and just a really, really special night all around as they begin they started their first home game, but they are underway here, 5 games in now, 3-2 record on the year for this Cardinals soccer team, trying to build on a year where last season they got 11 wins under their belt. It was a really, really solid year. They want to try and build on that. And we saw some key contributors to that effort, the players that will continue to have strong seasons if the Cardinals are to do that. Really have a great night tonight. I'm really thinking Cambria Kerr, but of course Kylie Bourne as well, getting the hat trick, and Lewis, only a freshman, getting a goal and an assist. Schutt and Sarber, as well as an assist from Barnhart, getting in on the effort. So really, really great efforts from the Cards all around, offensively and defensively. Both goalkeepers playing a half of the shutout, Fager and Ordas Medino. So without any further ado, I think that is going to do it here for Hayden Harves and myself, Reed McAvoy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Go Cardinals, and have a good rest of your week.
From the gridiron to the hardcourt, the pitch to the mat, don't miss any of the action. We're there with live, local sports coverage at VarsitySportsLive.com.